matter of fact, the dangerous conditions are one of the things that the chief talked about today. Very emotional talk with Chief Acevedo earlier when he was reporting on the death of Sergeant Steve Perez. Now, Sergeant Perez was a 34-year veteran of the Houston Police Department, 2 days shy of his 61st birthday. He left about 4 a.m., left his home about 4 a.m. on Sunday. As many of you know, as many of you know, that was really when Harvey was hitting the area. He was scheduled to report to 61 Reasoner. For those of you who've been around a while, 61 Reasoner was the old police headquarters before it moved to Travis Street in downtown. It's now Central Command. Sergeant Perez was with traffic enforcement. That's in the downtown area near Houston Avenue. So he was trying to get there, couldn't get there, kept calling in, saying, I'm trying to find an alternate route. I'm trying to find an alternate route. For 2.5 solid hours, Sergeant Perez tried to report for duty. That is how dedicated that this gentleman was. He couldn't make it. After 2.5 hours, he finally called his chain of command and said, look, I'm just not going to be able to get into downtown. Where can I go to still help out? He was told, try and make it to the Kingwood station. There's help needed up in the Kingwood station. That was really about the last contact anybody had with him. So the police department was able to somewhat track his last location to an intersection of the Hardy and Beltway 8. And if any of you have been through that area, you know that underpass is amazingly steep. Matter of fact, the mayor was saying it was about 16.5 feet of water under that pass there, the Hardy and Beltway 8. They couldn't get in because the conditions were too dangerous until this morning. Finally, members of HPD's dive team were able to get in, and they found Sergeant Perez. One thing that Chief Acevedo said, that when he was speaking with Sergeant Perez's wife, she had said she begged him not to go in. Even his father-in-law, who was a Korean War veteran, a combat veteran, had said, look, conditions are too bad. Please don't try and go in right now. Try and wait just a little bit for a break. According to his wife and his father-in-law, Sergeant Perez says, no, I have work to do. I'm going to get in. I'm going to help the people of Houston. And unfortunately, that dedication did wind up costing him his life. But the chief and the mayor said that his life will be honored, that once the city is somewhat restored, that there will be a funeral and an honoring of Sergeant Perez's life. So